Hallelujah. People of God, if you don't understand where God is taking you to, you will go anywhere. And anywhere is not a destination. When you don't understand your destination, you just go anywhere and find yourself anywhere. But you need to understand your destiny. Have you ever sat down one day and said, God, where am I going? Where are we going? This Christian journey, this my life, what is my purpose? Why am I here on earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Am I just supposed to come, wake up, go to work, come back, eat, sleep, wake up the next day, 365 days, you have done that and keep repeating it over the years? Have you ever sat down and said, God, what will be my conclusion? What is my life for? What will I be able to accomplish? What did you create me here on earth to accomplish on earth? Have you ever sat down to look at that? Have you ever considered what will be a success to you in the eye of God? What is success in the eye of men might not be what is success in the eye of God. What men consider a successful person is not what God considers a successful man. So if you succeed in the worldly standard, you might have failed in godly standard. Have you ever sat down to discover what is God's plan and purpose for your life? If you don't understand where God is taking you to, you will go anywhere. I shared this story with us severally. When I graduated from the university, before my NYC, I began to say, God, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to work? How? I began to pray. I don't just want to work I don't just want to do anything. I just don't want to do anything. And as I began to pray, one of those days, even before NYC, I just finished my exam, went back to my town, and then and God spoke to me. He said, Sanmi, he said, do not work in an oil company. What? And that was where I was targeting to go and work. I was planning to go Shell, to go Health, to go, that was where I wanted to go. And he didn't say go and work here or don't work here, but he said don't work here. Why? But he knew where I wanted to go. He knew where my desires were. I have a good grade that can get me a job there. So, everybody that had my grade, I believe they should work in an oil company. So I said I should work there, and he said don't work there. Before NYSC. And when I went to my NYSC, I never applied, submitted any application to any oil company. But when I started working, maybe year 1 or 2 after my NYSC, and I started working, maybe the year after my NYSC, I was working, my salary was poor and meager. I was barely surviving and coping, even though I never lacked, only for me to see an invitation letter to Health in Port Harcourt for an interview. Health. How many of us know Health? You've heard about Health in Port Harcourt. Whoever submitted my name to Health up to this moment, I don't know. How Health got to know about me and send me an invitation letter, I never knew. Maybe some of our brethren that were somewhere there sent my name. Maybe the university sent my name. I don't know. Maybe Health wrote to the university and say, give us some of your best students so that they can work with us. I don't know till today. At that time, my salary was, how much was I handing? Maybe 4,000 naira. And I said, God, I was open to God. I said, God, I won't work in Health. I didn't apply to Health. I said, but I know that when you go for interview in oil company in those days, they will give you honorarium. They will give you transport allowance. So I told God, I said, okay, I need a transport allowance. If my salary was 4,000, out of which I took a loan, I was collecting like 2,003 monthly balance. I said, if I go to Health and they give me 10,000 naira, that is more than my 2.5 months salary. I said, that is good business. And I joined a bus to go to Port Harcourt for that interview from Ibadan. I was in Ibadan then. Between Ore and wherever, before you knew it, armed robber came and attacked our vehicle. Shot the driver, killed the driver, and raided everybody. I was the only one. God looked at him and said, this man, I know he's not going to work. He just had mercy on me. I was the only one that escaped and ran into the bush and escaped. I was in the bush from around 8 p.m. till around 11. They were raiding, the whole road was blocked. I escaped. And I could not return. So I had to follow that around 11. Where will I get that? So I have to follow another bus to get to Port Harcourt. When I got to Port Harcourt, we were writing exam. I was just waiting for them to finish the exam. I said the first test, all of us were writing. I was just hoping, and by the special grace of God, I failed. So I couldn't go to the next stage. So when they look at me, I say, okay, those of you that went through stage 1 and failed, collect your transport money. They pay me 10,000 naira, and I enter bus again. I went back to Ibadan. Before anybody knew, I was, are you listening to me? How to be led by God. God said, don't walk there. The only attempt I made to even walk there, not that I wanted to walk there, failed. Assuming, because I was showing me sign, I said, I want you. But it's only because you told me you don't want to take the job. If they have given me that job in health, I don't know where I would have been. It's possible I might have more money, but I might be out of focus with God. It's possible I don't have as much money, and I might be struggling in life. Are you listening to me? But I never regretted not working in oil company. And I never submitted up till this moment. Are you listening to me? People, you need to understand what God is leading you to do. The people of the world try to find out this child that we just gave birth to. Who is he? What will he become? They investigate through diabolic means. But Christian, when you give your life to Christ, instead of you to discover what is God's purpose for your life, you just go to sleep and begin to live your life. But as a child of God, we must be led by the Spirit.